your favorite really good looking game like Far Cry 6, whatever. Play the game on like the highest settings you can if your PC will let you, and then go to medium settings. And the difference is so negligible that if you're just trying to enjoy the game and not be a nerd and go, look how good these graphics are, oh my gosh. Okay, so I had some time to think about my video that I made on the Legion Go 2 and how I've been feeling about it. That was just made on a whim. But in this video, I want to just try to justify the price, okay? Because yes, you can justify a much higher price. I expected a much higher price. Remember, the first Legion Go, the 1 terabyte version, was $700. I was thinking the Legion Go 2 was going to be 900 and maybe $1,000, maybe. Okay? But I was not expecting these prices. But let's see, why was I expecting higher prices, and why do I think a higher price is actually justified? That's what we're going to do in this video. So please like, comment what you think down below. That's mainly why I do these videos. And subscribe if you enjoyed it. I make all types of content, so. The first reason it might be worth upgrading is that Z2 Extreme chip, obviously. Now in my last video I said, which is true, that the Z2 Extreme isn't a crazy high leap in performance. But let's look at real world results that we have so far. So all of this is thanks to ETA Prime on YouTube, okay? He tested the Z2 Extreme on the MSI Claw device, okay? I think the Legion Go version will perform better because I think the Legion Go has better cooling. It's bigger. I think the RAM is faster. Don't quote me on that, and it might have more of that. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember. But look at these results. They're not really that impressive. It's about 3 to 6 FPS more than the Z1 Extreme. And on the final benchmark, it was an average of 42 FPS on the Z1 and an average of 46 FPS on the Z2, both extreme versions, at the Steam Deck preset at 25 watts at 1080p. Now the good thing is, in the Z2 Extreme, it was a lot bigger difference with 39 to 32 FPS. So this is going to be a lot better on battery life. Moving over to the Tomb Raider, low settings, 1080p, 25 watts, 59 on the Z1 Extreme, 64 on the Z2 Extreme, only a 5 FPS different, and that's at 25 watts. However, when you go down to 17 watts, save some battery, it's 44 watts on the 44 FPS on the Z1 and 57 on the Z2. That's a lot more battery life. However, is that actually worth it? Those FPSs are very low. And then for Forza, you only have a 4 FPS difference at 1080p, medium settings, at a 25 watt TDP. That's just, so it's clearly not worth it here for the performance increase. Battery increase, yes. So that actually brings me into one of the other reasons why the Legion Go 2 is worth it. For this price, it's not worth it. But I'm just saying, like, another way we can justify it is that power efficiency. It has a bigger battery, so 74 watts, which is not 80 watts like the ROG Ally X, but it's 74 watts for watt hours or whatever. I don't really understand how that works, but yeah, that's a lot bigger. The old Legion Go had 50, so that's a 24 watt hour increase. It'll last a lot longer. And with that power efficiency in combination with it on the Z2 Extreme chip, it'll actually probably have a lot better battery life than even the ROG Ally X. So that's a really good thing. Also, the chassis is bigger. The cooling is a little bit better. We'll probably see a little bit better numbers than we just saw just now in ETA Prime's video, which you should go watch the full video to really see what device he was using and everything to see how he got those numbers. But the Legion Go, I remember, had better performance than the ROG Ally, only by a few frames, but because it had a bigger chassis, which this one has an even bigger chassis now, and it had better cooling and stuff like that because it was just bigger. So bigger is better in some cases, in a lot of cases, in this case. Another reason why a higher price was absolutely justified is because they really listened to the community, bro. Like, the Legion Go 1 got so much bad negative rep, and this is another reason why I was so disappointed with the high price. But they literally listened to the community. They actually took the feedback. They fixed everything. The unergonomic feel of the controller, which I actually disagreed with. I thought it felt fine, but this one looks like it's going to feel way better, which is amazing. Okay? I remember when I got back from returning my Legion Go 1 and I went to holding an Xbox controller, I was like, holding the Legion Go felt better. And now it's going to feel even better. So, I mean, that's just crazy. They fixed the D-pad. The speakers are bigger. They fixed the speakers. They made it have a fingerprint sensor. They went all out, really. And so a higher price was always going to be justified here. But at what cost? You know what I mean? Like, this is something that you can use as your portable little mini computer, but you could probably just find a better little mini computer like laptop. You know what I mean? The other thing we have to consider is that tariffs, all right? The president doesn't understand tariffs. Okay. I don't know if he does or not, but he wanted to do tariffs and we got tariffs. And that is the reason why it's like 200 it's $150 to $250 more expensive than it would have been. So the 1351 would have probably been 1200 or maybe 1250, which I still would have been like, yikes. But these justifications I'm saying would have made it make more sense. They listened to the community and gave the community what they wanted, and that raised the price. Orange Man Bad is what people call him. He made it even worse with the stupid tariffs that don't help anyone. Not even in the long run, to be honest, because he keeps flip-flopping. But we're not going to get political. Look, man, ultimately, I'm not as angry as I was at first about the price hike. I just am disappointed, and it just sucks. And it's not completely Lenovo's fault. The tariffs play a big role in it. The fact that they gave the community exactly what they asked for also plays a big role in it. Okay? Everything about it is upgraded. Okay? The fact that it's bigger does suck, but it's also good. It means better cooling, better performance, hopefully, right? Oh, and also the last thing I want to say is the optimization is only going to get better and better. And what another YouTuber I watched was saying, which I at first I disagreed with him, but I'm starting to think he's right, is that games, as handhelds keep getting more and more popular, which they are getting more and more popular because they're cool, game developers are going to be forced to scale their games down to fit handheld players. So, like, these stupid graphics, like body cam is a good example, but that's body cam stick. But every game is trying to be like body cam, as realistic as they can in Unreal Engine 5. And it's causing games not to run well, even on like a 4090, 5090 super PC. Like it, so that needs to stop. And the more that like lower powered devices get popular, the more that's going to stop, because that's ridiculous. So if you don't think that's going to happen, just think about it. You'll be like, oh yeah, they will. Handhelds do keep getting more and more and more and more and more popular. Xbox is attaching their name to the new ROG Ally. It's not an official Xbox handheld, but they're putting their name on it. They're putting their software, like a beta version basically of their Xbox OS onto it. All right. PlayStation, we know they're going to come out with a new handheld, and they're good at that. They've always had the Vita, the PSP. They're a handheld company as well. They just haven't done it in forever. So that's going to kill whenever that comes out, especially if they let you put Steam on it. It's huts. It's over. If you could have a PlayStation kind of and a kind of like a Steam Deck in one device, that's probably going to be the best device ever, especially if performance is awesome on it. So yeah, in the next 2-3 years, handheld gaming is going to skyrocket, which means game development is going to go down, like in terms of how demanding it is, which is going to be good for everyone. Because games like Borderlands, for example, like that game looks pretty good. It has cool art, right? It doesn't look super realistic, but it has cool art. And it runs hella good on my Steam Deck, which is not very powerful at all anymore, right? I can get 90 FPS rock solid, which is the max refresh rate on the Steam Deck. So anyways, I'm yapping too much, but yeah. Games can look amazing and run good. It's just, they don't need to look so hyper realistic. And ray tracing is awesome. The photographer in me, the nerd in me, loves ray tracing, but it's almost never worth the performance hit you get. Like, it's almost never worth. Also, playing on like ultra and high settings looks so similar to medium. Go choose your favorite really good looking game like Far Cry 6, whatever. Play the game on like the highest settings you can if your PC will let you, and then go to medium settings. And the difference is so negligible that if you're just trying to enjoy the game and not be a nerd and go, look how good these graphics are, oh my gosh, then you're gonna like actually just be like, wow, I'm just gonna play at medium to high and like actually enjoy good performance and enjoy the game. Anyways, peace out. Leave your comments down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to help me be able to review the Legion Go 2, I'm going to put my Cash App on somewhere on the screen probably, and in the description. If you want to. I don't expect anyone to donate even $1. But hey, that'd be cool. Help me become a full-time YouTuber. Peace.